Lesson 2, Analyzing Loans. So example 1, Tony Stark is borrowing money for a home improvement. He is going to be making a payment in 5 years on the loan. And you want the payment to be no more than $20,000. His bank is charging him a 3.6% interest rate, compounded quarterly. Good thing that Tony Stark has access to a bank that would loan him money. I mean, he's probably not going to be good for it. And home improvement plans are probably upgrades to Iron Man, but I don't know. I don't know Tony Stark myself. So how much can you take out for the loan in order for the payment to be less than $20,000? So because he's making a single payment, we'll use compound interest. So we're going to plug in our A to be $20,000. We don't want to pay more than $20,000. And we're going to plug in our interest rate as 0.036. It's compounded quarterly, which is 4, for 5 years. And our NT is 4 times 5, which is 20. So we're looking for how much he wants to take out on the loan to begin with. So we'll plug this into our formula. So 2,000 is our A, is equal to P bracket 1 plus 0.036 divided by 4 to the power of 20. And we're going to end up dividing by this. But first let's simplify it actually. So 20,000 is equal to, now go 0.036 divided by 4 plus 1. You should get 1.009 to the power of 20. So now we're going to divide by 1.009 to the power of 20. So we should get 16,718.86 to be our principal. And to determine how much interest he paid, we take our 20,000, which is how much you ended up paying at the end, and subtract the 16,718.86, and you ended up spending $3,281.14 on interest. Example 2, Thor is negotiating for a mortgage on a house. He has been told that he needs to make a 10% down payment on a purchase of $225,000. The bank will offer a loan at 3.75% compounded semi-annually with a 20-year term and monthly mortgage payments. How much will these payments be? So because we're making regular payments, it is a financial calculator problem. So we're going to write in our N and our IY, PV, PMT, FV, PY, and CY. So we know that he's going to be making monthly payments, so 12 times a year for 20 years. So 12 times 20 is 240. Thor is going to make a total of 240 payments. His interest rate is 3.75. We don't know his present value yet because we know that it's a $225,000 house, but we have to make a 10% down payment. So we're going to now decide what that 10% down payment is. So we'll take 225, we're going to multiply it by 0.1, and you get $22,500. So that's the down payment. So the house now costs $225,000 minus the down payment. So now the loan that you need to take out is $202,500. So that's our present value. That's how much the loan is going to be for. We know that we're making monthly payments, but we're not sure how much those payments are. We have a future value of 0. We want it to be paid off. Our payments per year are 12, and our compounds per year is semi-annually, so it will be 2. So we're going to plug this all into our calculator. So again, just a reminder quick of how to do this. We're going to go 240, so 240, and then we're going to hit N. Then we're going to hit 3.75, so 3.75 IY. Then we're going to hit 0 future value. It doesn't matter what order you put it in. I just did it backwards. Oh well. Now we're going to hit 202,500, and that is our present value. Now we're going to go second function IY, and this will take us to our PY, which is 12, so we're going to hit 12 and then enter. So 1, 2, and then enter. Then we're going to hit our up arrow, and we're going to hit 2 and enter. So that's for our compounds per year. So 2 and then enter. Now we're going to close the screen by hitting second function compute. And now we can compute our final answer, so we're going to compute our payments. And we should get our payment to equal $1,197.55. So that is how much you pay per month on the mortgage. So part B is asking how much interest you'll have paid over the 20 years. So we need to figure out the total cost. So we are making 240 payments of $1,197.55. And that comes to be $287 or $411.64. And that's minus the original loan of $202,500. So altogether you're paying $84,912. And I'm just kidding on these numbers. This one is $412. And the reason why I had a different number is because I took my payment from my financial calculator and I didn't round, and I times it by 240, and I got 11.64. But we can round, that's totally okay right now, to 55 cents. So this ends up being right on the dot. $84,912. And how much did he pay altogether? So we know that Thor paid $287, $412 altogether. $287,412. Why do I keep saying that? But he also paid a down payment of $22,500. So altogether, Thor paid $309,911. $12. So that's how much he ended up paying for the house. And that's different from the original purchase price of $225,000. Alright, example 3, Bruce Banner has been offered the following 2 loan options for borrowing $8,000 for collateral damage. What advice can you give him? So for option A, he's borrowing at 4.06 interest compounded annually, and he wants to pay off the loan in payments of $1,800.05 at the end of each year. So we're going to write out all of our terms. So NIY, PV, PMT, FV, PY, and CY. So we have 4.06 is our interest rate. Our present value is $8,000. Our payment is negative $1,800.05. Our future value is 0. The payments per year are 1 because he's making it at the end of the year, and it's compounded annually, so this is a 1. So you can pause the video and type this into your financial calculator. So when you figure this out, you should get N to equal 4.9997777. So in order to figure out how much he paid altogether, what we're going to do is take that N value and times it by his payment of $1,805. So do not clear the calculator screen and take that number and multiply it. And you should get $9,000.23. 233,022 something. So this is the total he paid. To figure out how much is interest, we're going to take 9,023 and subtract 8,000, and you get 1,023 cents. So that is the interest he paid on this one. Alright, option B, same thing. We got to put our N, IY, present value, payment, future value, payments per year, compounds per year. So our interest per year is 4.06. He's making weekly payments of $34.62. So weekly is our payments per year. The payment, I put that in the wrong spot, is $34.62. We know he loaned $8,000. We want to get to a future value of 0, and it's compounded weekly, so that's a 52. So I want you to pause the video and calculate your N. So for N, you should get 254.929 . So to figure out his total payments without clearing the calculator screen, take your N and times it by 34.62. And you should get 8825.67. To figure out how much interest, we're going to subtract the initial $8,000 that he had invested, or he had loaned, and he has to spend $825.67 on interest. So option B is the better credit card because he has to pay less interest in the end. The only benefit I can see for option A being better is that he's not able to continuously make the regular payments of $34.62 each month.